And welcome again to this special cup tie edition of the Big Match. And today we concentrate on an FA Cup semi-final that had the spice and the goals as added ingredients. A finely and fiercely contested match between Fulham and Birmingham City at Hillsborough, Sheffield. And here with us in the studio from this remarkable Fulham side, striker John Mitchell, new to this sort of scene of course, and Bobby Moore, who has seen it all before. We also have our Big Match playback, scenes from one of Wembley's most dramatic post-war cup finals when Second Division Sunderland beat Leeds United. And goals all the way as we start our golden goals sequence. Today it's an exciting pipe opener as we bring you the 12 best goals on the Big Match this season. So a really exciting hour of football coming your way then as we start away up in Yorkshire, where it had been snowing and raining earlier in the day. That vast bank of people there, which indeed was the Birmingham end for this game, as we set the scene for the FA Cup semi-final between Fulham, underdogs with the bookmakers, and Birmingham City from the First Division. A 55,000 crowd that had paid over £100,000 for the privilege of being here. Birmingham City first out, led by Howard Kendall, a side whose form had been none too convincing in the last few weeks, but one with a wealth of First Division experience to call upon. And indeed, manager Freddie Goodwin has banked on experience. He's brought Gary Pendry in at number 3, made sure there was a place for John Roberts at 6, glad to have Trevor Francis back again and fit at number 8. As for Fulham, what a run they've had. Led out by Alan Mullery, a team that's lost only one of its last 17 games. They've got the winning habit and they are full of confidence. So confident, in fact, that manager Alex Stock boldly announced his side some 2 days before any of the other semi-finalists. And his side, in fact, includes John Mitchell at number 7, whose 2 goals at Norwich last Monday won him his place. John Dowie is the substitute there. Other than that, Fulham will be at full strength for this most vital match at Hillsborough in Sheffield. So Fulham then have the likes of Viv Busby looking for their goals. Remember his 2 very good ones at Everton, in addition to a delighted John Mitchell, of course. And for Birmingham, the danger men there are likely to be Bob Hatton, top scorer for the club this season. And of course, there's Trevor Francis, out for so long with a knee injury this season. The referee is Bob Mathewson from Lancashire, and the crowd now waits for this cup semi-final to get underway. They'll be as keyed up as the players.
So Bob Mathewson gets the semi-final away. Fulham will be attacking the goal to our right in their lucky shirts of red and black stripes with black shorts. The same shirts that they wore at Everton and at Carlisle, and indeed they are the same shirts. They didn't buy themselves a new strip for this semi-final. That's how far their superstition has gone. Birmingham today in their usual colours of blue with that broad white stripe. Lacey versus Burns, and Burns got the touch. Gallagher. But Barrett now, the man who scored the winner at Carlisle. Slough going in. Gallagher again getting his head to it. Gallagher once more. And a throw to Fulham. Tremendous atmosphere here at Hillsborough. In fact, I suppose there's nothing new to be said about the tension and the atmosphere of semi-finals, except that it astonishes you every time you come into contact with it. And really at this moment at Hillsborough, it's almost touchable. Here goes Kendall now to Trevor Francis, out for so long, but a good swift challenge by Alan Mullery, but it's with Kenny Burns. Nice skills there by Burns. But Conway was back quickly, Lacey was back just as quickly, and the first touch of the ball for Peter Miller, who kept goal superbly for Fulham at Carlisle. The Birmingham fans, who vastly outnumber those from Fulham. Alan Campbell used to be with Charlton. Looked a bit like a push, but it was a good piece of advantage played there by referee Mathewson. Taylor now to Hatton. And Lacey side-footing it away, but only as far as Page. A few nerves showing there as well in the Birmingham side. Les Strong getting in first. What a good ball by Strong now for Busby. He's got Mitchell in the middle. Busby with the shot in. Latchford had to go down with 3 minutes gone to make a very important save from Viv Busby. Good, strong running, attacking this Birmingham defence all the time, Busby, and he got inside them well, and Latchford did superbly. Strong. Mitchell. Good, strong challenge. Not an unfair one there, said referee Matthewson, by Gallagher. It's with Barrett. Curled in towards Busby, but a good strong challenge again there by Roberts. Here's Bobby Moore. Fulham having a good spell at the moment, pressing Birmingham back. That's a lovely ball there by Strong, and it's curled in again, and it almost came for Mitchell. But now Birmingham can counter-attack through Gordon Taylor. Hatton away on his left, and that's the ball for Hatton, and what a good one it was. And Miller putting it round. Goal kick though, I think. Goal kick. The ball had gone behind. Great run here by Gordon Taylor, and what a beautiful ball it was, played to perfection there. But to Bob Hatton. And although Miller was covering that near post well, the ball had gone behind the line when he touched it. Les Strong. Mullery. Strong. Trying for all he was worth to get it through to Mitchell, but Taylor got it away. But again, Fulham are having more of this game. But now, has Lacey got the pace to beat Burns? And there's the answer. Conway. Trying to flick that through as well for Mitchell, but Gallagher was covering well for Birmingham. Well, the longer Fulham can go on like this, the more their confidence will grow. But here's Birmingham now coming forward with Pendry. Taylor. Dangerous slanting cross, and Moore was behind it. Campbell. And again Fulham break it up. And it's with Bobby Moore. Swept across there for Barrett. Really running at Page and beating him for pace. Well, there's an indication there of what Fulham can do down that flank. Slough with a long shot just over the bar. Barrett did well down that touchline. He really had the beating of Page for pace. And Slough trying a very ambitious shot. A yard too high. Moore. Mitchell. Barrett's made the run, and a beautifully timed ball there from Mitchell for Barrett. And another free kick for Fulham. And Birmingham are giving so many free kicks away on the edge of their area now. First signs really that Birmingham are really getting rattled by this Fulham onslaught. Again, Barrett showing tremendous pace, and Page really had to take something beyond the law books to stop him. So Mullery now with this free kick for Fulham. Driven in there, and that time Latchford had to dive down as Lacey went in. Curling in that free kick, Mullery, and Latchford got there just before John Lacey. Now Birmingham putting on the pressure, but Hatton couldn't get his header in there. It's a Birmingham throw. So Les Strong is disappointed, but Malcolm Page will take it. Francis making a quick jinking run towards him. Here's Francis. Left foot shot and a deflection over that Fulham crossbar. And Birmingham are claiming, I think, that hit a Fulham hand. Let's have a look. Jinking run by Francis. And the deflection over the crossbar. Now Trevor Francis. Oh, that might have gone somewhere more. Look at that for calmness. That refrigerator brain was working again for Bobby Moore. Taylor and Kenny Burns a good 10 yards offside. Bob Matthewson didn't really have to look to his linesman to get confirmation there. So it'll be a free kick for Fulham, who beat Hull and Nottingham Forest, Everton and Carlisle to get here. They played 9 ties though, with all those replays, against Birmingham's 4, against Luton, Chelsea, Walsall and Middlesbrough. As the whistle goes for half-time, and certainly on points at least, Fulham are ahead even if the score remains 0-0. Fulham a really first-class first half. They've dominated the middle of the field. Moore has been quite magnificent at the back, and Miller hasn't had as much as one shot to save. If only Fulham now can find a little more fire up front, this could really be a day of glory for them. But as we are, the half-time score in this Cup semi-final, Fulham 0, Birmingham 0, and we'll be right back with the second half. Welcome back to Hillsborough then, the second half of this FA Cup semi-final. Birmingham now attacking the goal to our right after a goalless first half, which really has been dominated by Fulham. Taylor on the far side now then for Birmingham City, being pursued by Mullery, still gets his cross in, and Moore once again there for Fulham. A throw to Birmingham City. Bob Hatton. Pendry turning it in. Oh, and Lacey's long legs got there before the head of Burns, but here's Kenny Burns again. Really haven't seen much of Burns in this game, and Fulham can take it away again through Barrett. Played there towards Mitchell. Well there, Mitchell, but in fact his feet were just a little too high as he went in on that ball, causing some sort of danger to the person of Howard Kendall. Lacey getting in well, but rather misdirecting that header, just as Kendall did that pass. Mitchell now on the ball again for Fulham. Really attacking Gallagher. He's obviously been told to go at this Birmingham defence, and that's just what he's doing. Mullery supporting. Slough getting a right foot shot in, but 3 or 4 yards wide. Fulham half appealing that there was a deflection off a Birmingham defender. Hit it well, no deflection, goal kick. Lacey. Oh, and he's hit that straight as Page to Viv Busby. Barrett. Getting it in, and Mitchell couldn't quite get a connection in that penalty area. Here's Francis. Played again for Page. Francis. One pass strong. A little flick there for Kenny Burns. Good covering again for Fulham by Lacey. Burns again. Francis. Kendall pumping it high towards Hatton. He got the header in. Oh, and Lacey could have caused a bit of embarrassment there for Miller. Fulham's throw. Mullery with it. Moore. Campbell. Claiming that the challenge by Mitchell was a little late, but the referee told him to go on. And another bad pass by Kendall going straight to Barrett. He's really running at Gallagher again and almost got past him, but at least got a corner for Fulham. Looks very much to me as though Fulham are going to use Barrett's pace more and more in this second half. With 3 or 4 minutes gone, that's 2 or 3 times they've fed in this ball down this left touchline. And here's Barrett now to take the corner for Fulham. Slough having it knocked off the top of his head, but Lacey is there for Fulham, played back again for Bobby Moore. Mullery. Curled in nicely there for Mitchell. Oh, and what a screaming goal! Mitchell! 1-0 to Fulham! What a goal for Fulham! And he wants to get into the crowd to join them. Bobby Moore now. Flicks it in. Mullery helps it on his way. And enjoy this moment again, Fulham fans, as Slough plays it for Mitchell. A tremendous volley. And 1-0 to Fulham. 5 minutes of the second half gone. And Mitchell, the man who was the surprise selection, who scored those 2 goals last Monday at Norwich, has hit one of the best goals of his career to put Fulham 1-0 into the lead. Well, that really only confirms what Fulham were doing in the first half, when they dominated this game. And now it's a question of them keeping their nerve and their heads and consolidating and perhaps finding a place at Wembley. The hard work belongs to Birmingham now. Goal kick to Fulham. The Birmingham hordes are silent now. That was a tremendous goal by Mitchell. They are the silent Midlanders, and they are the jubilant people from West London. A long way back by Gallagher to Latchford, who had little chance with that searing shot from Mitchell. Moore's header needs to be a steadying influence. Mitchell is in there again. Busby played off for Barrett, and away goes that flying winger again for Fulham. In for Busby, back for Barrett, played into the path of Slough. Oh, and what a tremendous shot, deflected over his own crossbar by Roberts, and a brilliant Fulham move again. Barrett, the man behind it once more. They really are feeding him in this second half. Busby laid it off, and a beautiful little touch off here by Barrett. And look at that for a lucky deflection for Birmingham. Corner for Fulham. And now Kendall. Really got to get his side together. Offside against Francis. He's offside. Bobby Moore applauding that linesman decision. There wasn't much in it, but he was offside. Mullery with the free kick. Seeing that Conway was in space down that right touchline. Fulham using their wings well at the moment. Conway across now for Busby, couldn't quite gather it. Moore really making a superhuman effort here today. Burns to Francis. Kendall. Birmingham pushing some men forward now. Here's Hatton, one of them. Oh, and this might fall for Campbell. Oh, across the goal, no goal. And a goal kick. The first real mistake that there's been, or a moment of hesitancy in that Fulham defence. and it nearly cost them dear. The ball bouncing awkwardly to them, off Les Strong in fact, to Alan Campbell. That looked as though it had to be a goal, and Fulham breathe again. Fraser. And of course that was just the moment when Birmingham needed a strike back. Down the touchline for Mitchell. And another throw to Fulham. Tangle of bodies and legs there, and Mitchell down. Got tangled up there with John Roberts. Alan Mullery having words with Peter Reeves, the linesman, whether he felt there was something a little more to it than that. There's Roberts getting up, and in fact quite legitimately tripping over the Fulham man. Conway, beaten by Campbell, might well come to regret his miss a minute or so ago. Here's Taylor, Hatton, Moore quick on the challenge, too quick and too fierce, and a free kick to Birmingham. Pendry to Campbell. And back for Page. Chipped in again towards Burns. Gallagher's right in there, and Gallagher scored 1-1. The cross came over, and Fulham were caught in trouble again, and it fell again for Gallagher, who could turn, and Mellor had no chance with that. 1-1. Mullery forward now. Campbell. Incredible that Birmingham, having made not a chance for themselves in the first half, having gone behind, made two in the space of 3 minutes and have taken one of them. Didn't get themselves a corner there though. The one bad miss by Campbell, and in many ways an identical one by Gallagher, which he managed to push home. Slough, nicely kept in play there by Les Strong, and Busby on his way. Slough supporting him down the left. What a good cup tie now we've got, and a corner for Fulham. And Fulham, I think, are going to bring their substitute on. John Dowie, warming up underneath us. There he is with coach Bill Taylor, 19-year-old Scot, but now Fulham have got this corner. Page following it out. Only getting it away as far as Slough. Played now for Fraser. And another throw, and I think Fulham will get John Dowie on. 19-year-old Scot, the substitute, who was dreadfully disappointed after having apparently established his place in the Fulham side to be dropped, and it's Jimmy Conway who is limping off. So Conway off, Dowie on for Fulham. But just over a quarter of an hour gone. And a bit of work going on there after the ball had gone on Mitchell by John Roberts. And I think Roberts is being called to the referee, or is it Mitchell? Mitchell, the man who scored the Fulham goal, being called for a quick lecture from referee Bob Mathewson. Lacey's header. Finding it a little more difficult to get it away now, Fulham. And now here's Kendall for Birmingham. Got that across well, and that went into the side netting and behind for the corner. Moore showed in many ways his professionalism there by allowing that one to go, because if he'd pulled Kendall down, that would have been a penalty. As it is, it's a corner. Page with a corner for Birmingham. Mitchell got it away, but only as far as Howard Kendall. Dinked forward again there towards Campbell. Fraser got that one away. Mullery now for Fulham. Moore. Mullery. Push by Mitchell on Gallagher, free kick to Birmingham. So John Roberts again with the free kick for Birmingham, halfway through the second half. 1-1. Kendall's backward header. Oh, and Hatton was right in there. Fulham allowed him to go a long, long way. Really must keep a very close watch on players like Hatton in that situation. Nice little back header there by Howard Kendall, and look how they allowed Hatton to get in first. It's with Strong to Bobby Moore. Mullery. Busby, a free kick again, the foul by Roberts on Busby. Now I wonder if Fulham can come up with something now. 14 minutes to go. Quite a struggle going on there off the ball between Busby and Roberts. Busby wanting to get into the box and Roberts physically stopping him getting in there. Moore is standing over it, Slough's behind him. Strong is up there too, but Moore with a little chip. Oh, and Birmingham were in trouble there. And finally, by sheer weight of numbers, they got out of that spot of bother. Latchford again really not dominating that 6-yard area, and Birmingham got a player injured and off the field. Taylor. Page. Strong. A foul by Francis on Strong, and the Birmingham player still down behind his goal, lying flat and being attended to, so down to 10 men again. I think it's Kenny Burns who's down. Well, he was all over Mitchell there, and a pity in a way, having said that the referee didn't allow the play to go on. Burns is back on the field again. Slough with a shot, and Burns, who just come back on, in fact got right in the way of it. That shot from Slough was right on the target, and Burns got in the way. But Fulham get a corner. Les Barrett's got it. Curled in again. Bob Hatton got that one away for Birmingham. Kendall helping it on its way. More for Fulham. Page. Straight to Strong. Curled in once more. Lacey was right in there. Slough is still in there. And Lacey. And Busby. And Slough. And Lacey and Busby again. Oh, it went wide again. Off the Birmingham defender. Sheer persistence there, basically by Alan Slough. As Strong put that one in. They only half got it away. Slough's contribution is there again. Here comes the corner. Another throw to Fulham. Strong. Moore. Look at that. That really was the nerve of a great player there. He was playing as almost as though it was in a public park. But now Barrett for Fulham. There's the cross, a dangerous looking one, and it had him in trouble there again. Taylor maybe can get it away. Past Dowie. And now a counter thrust from Birmingham. Francis up. Here he is. Hatton up on the far side. Kenny Burns linking up from a rather deeper position. Still getting in his shot. Off Lacey. But still no corner. Pretty good when the Birmingham manager really suffered in this game, because Fulham really for a long time have had the better of it. Now Burns. Played for Page. Mallory. Oh, Kendall bringing Mitchell down. Not far from being a professional foul. And I think Kendall might be called towards Bob Matthewson for a fairly lengthy lecture. A lengthy lecture, nothing else, except that it's a free kick again to Fulham, which Bobby Moore will take. Curled in once more towards Lacey. Oh, and straight into the arms that time of Latchford. Beautifully flighted free kick here from Bobby Moore. And Lacey, who's come up for all these set pieces, getting in with a header, but straight at Latchford. Kendall. Maybe Birmingham will have something to say as the referee looks at his watch again. Francis. Still Francis. And that's too high. Goal kick to Fulham. Their fifth semi-final. They've never yet reached the final. Looks very much as though Fulham have got to play again to decide who goes through. Francis, nice chinking run, although he's been anonymous for so long in this game. And that is the final whistle, and so the game has got to go to a replay. A game remembered best for some excellent football by Fulham in the first half. A truly brilliant goal by John Mitchell that put them into the lead. The tragedy of a fairly soft equaliser by Gallagher that brought it to 1-1. A better performance by Birmingham in the second half. Some good refereeing by Bob Matthews. And a lot to look forward to in the replay at Main Road on Wednesday night. A final scoreline here in this FA Cup semi-final then, at Hillsborough, Sheffield. Fulham 1, Birmingham City 1.
Yes, a replay at Main Road on Wednesday, and any neutrals in the ground yesterday, as I was, would say that Fulham thoroughly deserved to win yesterday and must remain favourites to do so in that replay. But now let's turn to our two guests today, John Mitchell, who scored that wonderful goal for Fulham, and Bobby Moore, and indeed it was the opinion of the Fulham coach Bill Taylor that Bobby yesterday turned in one of his best performances ever. But John, let's come to you first of all. That goal, with the side playing so well, you must have thought that that was one that was going to put you through to Wembley.
Yes, once it went in, I thought that was it, Brian. Here we are. I couldn't see them scoring. I thought that was it. It
was a fairy tale really for you, having sort of come into the side after those 2 goals at Norwich. Did you feel any tremors of nerves at all during that day?
No, actually, I ran out on the field and I thought to myself, I'm not nervous. There must be something matter with me. But, it was fabulous. Great.
We can't really hold the moment up any longer, can we? You want to see that goal again.
Yes, yeah.
It must be one of the best goals you've scored in your career, certainly the most important goal you've scored in your career. John, tell us now your view of it.
Well, Alan Murray knocks the ball here and Alan Stow does fabulous there. He knocks the ball.
Did it bobble a bit here for you?
Yeah, well, I was undecided there and I thought, well, I'm going to take it on and once it fell, I just whacked it with my left foot. And I knew it was in as soon as I hit it. No chance there.
And tell me, what were you doing there?
Well, I didn't know where to run, actually. I was so delighted, and the fans have been so good to me at Fulham that I I thought it was best to go and run towards them.
It was the right end to score it with the Fulham fans there, wasn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
But the problem is you've got a bit of an injury, a bit of a groin injury now.
Yes, it's not too bad this morning, but I'm a bit sore in a few places actually. But the groin is a little sort of bit naggy, but I'll be all right.
In fact, one of the conditions of Fulham allowing you to come today was that you could have some treatment while you're with us here. So when you finish this interview, you've got to go and really have some more treatment.
Yes, that's right.
Bob, let's turn to you. After that goal had been scored by Fulham, you were telling me last night there was a lost 5 minutes where you really couldn't pull yourself together.
I don't think it was a mere fact of pulling ourselves together, Brian. You know, naturally when you get 1-0 in front in a semi-final, you know, your natural thing is to be very elated and excited, and I think we felt that if we could get control of the game, consolidate for just a matter of a few minutes, there's no reason why we shouldn't go the whole way and win the game.
But you couldn't and you didn't. Now, why was that?
Funny enough, it's very difficult to say the reason why, but I think they probably created their best 2 chances during this 5-minute spell, and it was just the way the things were going that they were obviously wanted to come straight back at us. The 2 chances they got, you know, one that was missed by, I think it was Campbell, and the one that was scored, they weren't really chances created. They were chances that just came about. You know, they were getting a lot of little breaks at the time. They were getting knock-ons and deflections, and it was a bit unfortunate, really.
As we look at the goal that they did score by Joe Gallagher, I think it went through John Lacey's legs at one point as well. It was just one of those moments.
Yeah, it was a long ball played into the area.
Here we are, Bob.
And, you know, I tried to come in front. I think it was a Burns on the edge of the box. I just got a touch, actually, to it. And as you see here, it goes right the way through John Lacey's legs. Alan Slough here at the back with Gallagher, and he does very well, really. He rides him round, and it falls nicely for him. He just tucks it in the corner. But
agonising, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a pity, really, because, as I say, you know, it was hardly a created goal. It's just something that, you know, he made for himself, and he took very well, really. I think if we'd have held him for a few more minutes, then, you know, we could be home and dry now.
John, coming to you again, I was saying that Bill Taylor, your coach, was saying that was one of Bobby's best ever games, and people keep saying that, you know, what an influence he is on the side. What does he do to young players like yourself and Les Strong and John Fraser and John Lacey in the defence?
I think he just gives us confidence. He's terrific to all the young lads, and Alan as well. You know, it's we've got a good blend at Fulham. We've got a lot of young players, and with Bobby and Alan, you know, they're inspiring, and you know, they calm you down. Great.
He did 1 or 2 things yesterday, Bob, you did, that I think must have put years on your manager again. 1 or 2 of these little moments when that old ice-cool brain was working. Really, do you find no pressure on you personally in things like a semi-final when things like this happen to you, coming up now? Just, what's going on in your mind at these sort of moments?
Well, I think at moments like this, Brian, you just, you know, think of keeping control of the situation and doing the right thing. I think this is what football is all about, doing the right thing at the right time. We play football by passing to one another, keeping possession, and I think if people show composure, show confidence, it obviously spreads throughout the whole team, and we all benefit from it.
Are you as composed as you look there?
More composed there than what I feel now after watching it, I think. But yeah, as I'm saying, you know, I was probably looking back there now, I was probably faced with a couple of alternatives, either just a long ball out into touch or knocking it for a corner, and if we can keep possession, give it a Peter Mellor, we can start something from there.
Yeah.
And as I say, I think it's the right thing to do at the right time, otherwise I wouldn't do it.
John, I think that the thing that Fulham fans must worry about now is you dominated that game yesterday, and yet that people will say Birmingham can never play as badly again.
Well, the thing to look at is that you can only play as well as opposition lets you, and you know, we play well, but we can play better. Everybody says that Birmingham play bad, and they can only get better, but we can get better still. Yeah.
You're confident you're going to go through to Wembley?
Well, I hope so, yes. You know, all the lads are bubbling. So.
It's almost like a second home for you, Bobby, Wembley. You know, and you've done so much there, and you've won so much in the game, and I know it'll mean a lot to get there again. But will it also, does it all occur to you how much pleasure you're going to give to other people on this occasion?
Yeah, I think without a doubt, Brian, that you know, Fulham is a very warm club, and I think it would be a great occasion for everybody at the club. And you know, we've been very well supported the whole way through. I mean, we've had what I think is nearly 10 matches now in the cup. We've got another replay to go to, but they're a very good following. They're very loyal people. It would mean a great deal to them. It would mean a great deal to all of us at Fulham.
I'm thinking of people particularly like Alex Stock.
Yeah, I think, as I'm saying, it would really be just reward for the amount of good service he has given the game. And as I say, I think the whole club are starting from top right the way through to the bottom. It's a very sincere people, and make everybody very, very welcome. And as I say, I think really everybody who knows them would really love it to happen just for the people involved.
Yeah. There's a newspaper story this morning that you might pack up at the end of the season. I don't think you're taking that terribly seriously, but do you see this as your last chance to get to Wembley?
I hope not. I'd like to go on playing for as long as possible, Brian, and as I say, it's a great inspiration to know that you're knocking on the doorstep of Wembley again, and I'd like to be able to do it again next year, and again for a few years after. So, you know, I'm enjoying the game very much indeed at the present stage, and as long as I can do, I want to go on playing.
John's hopeful of getting through. In a word, do you see Fulham at Wembley this year?
I sincerely hope so, Brian. Yeah, I would love it to happen, and it would be great for all of us.
John Mitchell, Bobby Moore, thank you very much indeed for coming in today. Thank you. Well, as we come to our big match playback, we stick with the theme of a second division side upsetting the odds. We've gone into our library to pick out some action from that unforgettable FA Cup final of 1973, when Sunderland from the second division beat the almost unbeatable Leeds United at Wembley. Special request to see this from Alan Whiteside of Seaview Primary School, Premier Drive, Belfast, and also from William McCracken, who comes from that same school in Belfast, and Miss J. Hughes of 19 Eaton Close, Datchet in Berkshire. So let's go back to Wembley. It's 1973. Sunderland are the team in the stripes.
Clark, good header there by Clark. Giles, and played first time by Giles, nicely into the path of Mick Jones. But again, Watson tackling well and tackling fairly, but it's with Clark. Touch off this time for Johnny Giles, and that was charged down. Reaney whacking it in there again. Horswell losing control. Clark almost with a shot as the red and white striped shirts hurled themselves at Alan Clark, and Hunter going through the tackle now. And it's little Kerr again setting the right example to his team. But Kerr must have thought that was going over, and the long leg of Norman Hunter just flicked it across. But it's a goal kick. But Kerr again, I think, showing us all why he's the captain of Sunderland, chasing and running and doing more chasing. Coming up to a quarter of an hour gone, and absolutely nothing to choose by the inside so far. Guthrie again. Reaney nodding that one away, but only as far as Horswell! Oh, and that was a fraction wide. There was a deflection after Horswell had hit it. Giles, a long sweeping ball again towards Alan Clark. Malone challenging hard. Bremner, a touch off for Lorimer. Now, is this Lorimer's chance? This must be Lorimer's chance. Crossed there towards Mick Jones. Oh, and a beautiful header away by Malone. Crossed again and passed. Well, that was Dick Malone after Clark had gone in there, and it looked as though it was almost a free header. Hughes moving just a little easier now. And now it's with Kerr. And that must be Harvey's, but he's under a lot of pressure. So Harvey tipping that one over. A corner to Sunderland. And Hughes is going to take it. He really is, I'm sure, to the vast relief of the North East. Moving a lot more freely now. A deep one again. Watson is right in there. So too is Hallam. And Porterfield! Oh, Porterfield has scored! And Sunderland, the underdogs, are in the lead. Ian Porterfield. Hunter now to Giles. And now for Jones. Can he turn it and let one go? Back this time for Reaney as Sunderland crowd them out. Reaney, the high one in, and Cherry going in, and a great save, and a goal. No! My goodness, I thought Lorimer had got that one. And it's with Hallam. 3-4 of Sunderland against 2 of Leeds. And Tuart now. And if he plays it across, he's got Kerr unmarked. But Madeley, as ever, is back. But Madeley loses it to Kerr. And Tuart is coming in again. And now his side foot there for Hallam. And Hallam again. And a tremendous save by Harvey. And Hallam can't believe it. We have got one of the biggest upheavals of all time at Wembley. It seemed, the experts said, that there was no way that Sunderland could win, except that it looks as though they're going to. Tuart now to Kerr. A nice little dink on again for Hughes. Kerr again. And that's going to put Harvey under pressure. And no, it's not given. It's a foul by Hallam on Harvey. He has now played nearly 2 minutes of injury time, and again the bench is urging everybody to go back, and Sunderland have done it! Stokoe can't believe it, but Sunderland from the second division. Where's he going, Bob Stokoe? To Jimmy Montgomery, the goalkeeper who's punching and saving, saved the day for Sunderland.
Well, great moments there. I just wonder if Fulham can do what Sunderland did. I suppose that's very much in the hands of men like John Mitchell and Bobby Moore, our guests today, and I hope they'll stay with us now while we start our golden goals sequence. This week we show you the best 12 goals seen on the big match this season, and next week, when we've whittled them down to a final 6, you then have your chance to vote. No voting today then. All you've got to do really is sit back and enjoy 12 of the most explosive moments of the season. Goal number 1 by Tony Field for Sheffield United against Ipswich.
Field. Tony Field going well, riding 2 tackles and a third. Good running. A great goal. A masterpiece of a goal. Superb stuff by Tony Field.
Goal number 2. It's by Alan Foggan, and it was scored for Middlesbrough against Derby County at the baseball ground.
Bow knocking it hard forward. Foggan. Murdoch on again for Mills. For Foggan. Armstrong. So many of them in there. Hickton. And that is number 2. Alan Foggan.
Goal number 3, and this one came from John Hawley of Hull City, and it was scored in the match against Sunderland.
Down for Hawley, good ball. And a good shot. What a goal! What a goal!
Goal number 4, and it's the first London goal, and it's Keith Robson's for West Ham against Middlesbrough at Upton Park.
Robson, all played on nicely by Robson for Brooking, who's got Gould away on the right. Using their wings well, West Ham. Bobby Gould with a shot, and Robson! Oh, what a goal! Keith Robson! A beautiful goal!
Goal 5. This one came from John Samuels of Leicester City, and he scored it against Burnley.
Whitworth. Samuels. Weller down for Samuels again to hit. What a beauty! That's goal number 50. He's got it. John Samuels over here.
Goal 6. It was scored by Eric McMordy, one of the season's happier moments for Sheffield Wednesday, and it was in the game against York.
Potts giving Calvert the same treatment he gave Piche. Play on, says the referee. McMordy! What a goal! Oh, my word!
Goal 7, another West Ham goal, this time by Frank Lampard, and it came in the match against Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Bonds and Lampard are men who are wide of him. He's looked round to see whether Lampard can do it, yes! Lampard! A lovely goal.
Goal 8, and it's a third division goal, scored by Colin Powell of Charlton Athletic in the derby game against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park.
Jeffries. Now Powell. Oh, what a good shot! Oh, and what a goal by Colin Powell. Tremendous goal for Charlton Athletic.
Goal 9, it's by Jimmy Greenough of Stoke City, and this is what he did to Birmingham City.
Styles out. Sounds. Skeels aiming for Robertson, gets it on for Greenough. That looks useful. That's a good one! What a goal! Jimmy Greenough!
Goal 10, you can't keep Leeds United out of it, and here's Terry Yorath scoring against Stoke City at Elland Road.
Clark. Leeds having to go sideways and backwards to find a bit of space. But a lovely flick by Yorath. Very well done. Yorath still going. Bremner will take it over. Now Clark on to Yorath. It's there, Yorath! Free! Yorath started it inside his own half and Yorath finished it.
Goal 11, a goal from Ipswich, scored by David Johnson, and this was in their match against Middlesbrough.
Talbot. We're into injury time of this very tight game, which so far is being led by Ipswich by 1-0. It's Johnson now with a chance to have a go at Craigs. Johnson with a man on his left. Johnson, yes! That's the way to finish it off.
And goal 12, of course, John Mitchell's yesterday for Fulham in that semi-final against Birmingham City at Hillsborough.
But Lacey is there for Fulham, played back again for Bobby Moore. Mullery. Curled in nicely there for Mitchell. Oh, and what a screaming goal! Mitchell! 1-0 to Fulham.
Well, those are the 12. Some wonderful moments there. And next week we shall have to cut them down to 6. Then you can join in the action with your votes, and I'm going to be telling you about that on the big match next Sunday afternoon. That's it. Well, we mentioned that John Mitchell is under intensive treatment to get him fit for that replay on Wednesday night. And indeed, it was one of the conditions of Fulham that if he came on the programme today, that treatment should continue. And he's getting it there from the Fulham physio, Ron Woolnough. And Ron has just told us that John Mitchell will be fit for that replay on Wednesday night. But we're going to leave you today with that great moment for John and for all Fulham fans yesterday. It was his goal at Hillsborough. And when you look at it this time, also have a look at the joy on the faces of those Fulham fans as well, because that is what football can do for you.
Played back again for Bobby Moore. Mullery. Curled in nicely there for Mitchell. Oh, and what a screaming goal! Mitchell! 1-0 to Fulham.